A lot of people are still working in the old traditional way, where they're giving up their time to earn.
Blah, blah, blah.
Graham Stephen, one pack. YouTube channel Graham Stephen.
Stop it.
Here we go.
Now, before I show you how all of this happened and why my face looks like this, let's rewind a little bit, because it all begins right here. Enjoy. So just like every other 90s kid, I was absolutely obsessed with Pokemon. I was 9 years old when the trading cards, the Game Boy game, and the TV series were released, and yeah, needless to say, I was immediately hooked. I spent the following 3 years of my life navigating through Viridian City, battling gym trainers, and waking up every morning and secretly hoping that Pokemon existed in real life, but that never panned out. Anyway, like most kids at that time, the best way to show off your seriousness as a Pokemon aficionado is to bring your cards to school so that you can either trade for the cards you didn't have or show off that you have a Mew. Seriously, in elementary school, there is no bigger flex than to pack a big binder of Pokemon cards in your backpack and then whip them out at lunchtime so that everyone around you could admire your collection. Fancy, stop it! And by the time I was 12 years old, I had completed most of my collection for the base set, but one afternoon, I unzipped my backpack and found my entire binder of Pokemon cards gone. That's right, some kid stole my entire collection of Pokemon cards in one swoop. I'll be honest, after that, it was really hard to get back the same enthusiasm that I once had for collecting Pokemon cards.
Am I really watching a video about this fella watching Pokemon cards? This is just so ridiculous. I mean, waste of time maybe? Maybe a waste of time. But yeah. Full of shit. You know what? I don't like watching this thing. He made his money, and now he talking about money. I don't know. I'd rather not watch it. But I am quite motivated by what he does say. Not to diss him or anything, but it's quite motivating what he does say. Let me see something else here. Yeah, these fellas funny. I've been preach funny. They go.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are. Compose a cover letter that stands.
So today's topic, I got a video I want to show Preach.
Wow, you're so cute. Your little cheeks and.
Yeah, I watch that shit. That shit ain't nothing for me. How much I make with I was watching this, how much I make with 2 million subscribers, and it just pissed me off. I'm like, what the fuck? This man making so much money? How the fuck he making? I didn't jealous him. Yeah, I watch that shit. I didn't jealous him, but it was just, for me, it was just like, man making so much money, and I hear I this fucking office making shit. Making not a fucking cent. He makes like $6,000 a day. But I wish I could make $6,000 a day. That fuck is just that's crazy. Let me watch this video here.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh, but you know what I did want to talk to you about?
Yeah.
I watched The Social Dilemma.
Oh, jeez.
Dude.
You know,
that's a must-see, kids.
I heard it's depressing.
Oh, so is
because
real life.
Because it's so real.
Real life's depressing, Tom. Listen to you. Everything's going to be fine. Wear a mask. I live in communist Russia. Wear a mask. Trust me. Gavin Newsom's penis tastes delicious. We're all going to be fine.
We are going to be fine. You think we exist on this plane and this plane only?
Ooh, that's heavy. No, because I've done a lot of drugs. I think there's probably something
you've
else.
Seen.
I think there's something. You know. I think there's something else out there, but just inaccessible right now.
Yeah.
But this social dilemma makes me very concerned about the future because all of these technologists and all didn't invent these things, but are seeing the patterns of these things and understand it from, you know, a really educated perspective. They're saying this could lead to civil war. Like, people are getting more and more divided, and it shows in the film how social media has made people far more polarized, far more divided than ever before. The red and the blue and the this,
Sure.
you know, it's like, it's disturbing.
What's the most dangerous part of it, and can it be corrected?
Well, there's a lot of dangerous parts about it, but the thought bubbles, the fact that these people get in these bubbles of thought where everybody around you thinks your way and everybody who thinks a different way is the enemy.
Yeah.
This is a really dangerous part of the reality that we live in today, because it's not what we anticipated. I thought that the internet and the age of information and all that we're experiencing right now would bring about an understanding and a nuanced perspective in life in all ways. Like, you'd be able to see things from other people's perspectives more easily, because it'd be more readily available, and it would be more encouraged for you to seek out all this information. But a bunch of factors that happen at the same time all have sort of made it worse than ever before. There's social media and the divide that comes, and this is where the social dilemma comes in place.
Yeah.
There's a divide that comes about because of the way they've engineered these algorithms, which is really disturbing.
Yeah.
So whatever you're into, it finds those things and accentuates them, because it just wants you to stay on more. It wants you to engage more.
Sure.
It wants you to pay attention to the things. Now, Ari Shafir did a little bit of a study on this, a little bit of a test, and he only YouTubed puppies. That's all he would YouTube. Just YouTube puppies, just to see what happened. And all YouTube would send him is puppies.
Right.
All the
That's shit, but I mean, and I think that, like, I used to be scared of that, to be honest. All of that monetization shit. That monitoring of, you know, Google monitoring us, listening to our conversations. I was really skeptical about it, but now I'm like, you know, if you ain't doing nothing stupid, hey, let them monitor your ass. I mean, they basically giving it to you for free, and it's a free platform to do whatever you want. Why not? I mean, that's the cost of it, you know. A couple of some of your liberty and so on, but it's a tricky question. It's a tricky thing. But yeah, let me just continue.
All they would show him, all they would suggest is puppies.
Yep.
So this idea that they're engineering outrage is a little disingenuous, because what they're really doing is finding what you're interested in. And people have been shown to pay attention to what they disagree with far more than what they agree with. So that's
the algorithm
how you,
spits you things that you disagree with more.
Exactly, because you get engaged with that and you get angry.
Oh.
That was a part of the movie.
rage.
It was showing how things that people disagree with, things that make people upset,
Right.
those are the things that people are much more likely to engage with. And you're like, fuck you, fucking liberals, or fuck you, you fucking racist.
Trumpy.
Everyone's racist.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's this thing that is a part of being a person, where you see, especially when you don't feel like you're being heard, right? When you're at home and you're sitting on the toilet and you're going through Facebook and you see some shit about what the fucking burn the flag, you motherfuckers, and you start making these messages, and you're more likely to do that than seeing some beautiful story about these parents that adopt this kid and they give him a home and he comes from a bad part of the world. Like that, you're not going to go, way to go for you. Let me write down all the amazing things about what you're doing.
Isn't that terrible?
No, you're gonna get mad. Or if you're on the left, you're gonna get mad because of the wildfires. You're gonna blame them on Trump and climate change and all these different things. And you know, like, look,
gets your outrage going.
Yeah, I mean, so many people think Trump's responsible for the wildfires. Listen, folks, those fucking
Are you them in America that are bashing on Trump? I must shut the fuck up. This man doing a lot for you. I shouldn't let these leftists fuck you over. And I ain't saying leftist as if to know what, like, I don't even know what half what I'm saying right now. But it seems to me that a lot of people are being played by the Democrats. I mean, I was watching this thing the other time and it was saying about how democracy is a facade for total control, and I kind of believe it's true because if you look at democracy, they say we have a voice, but then again, right when the same people that we voting in as a democracy, they themselves are not holding up to what the majority wants. I mean, look at how when you're talking about the presidential elections, how they said Hillary Clinton had the popular vote and still Donald Trump won, and how the electoral college is the people that decides who is president. I mean, the fuck, what is that? What is that a democracy? Just a place where if you disagree, you get to voice your opinion. I mean, by to hell with that shit, by that whole damn thing seems like a scam to me. Democracy, my ass. Ain't no such thing as democracy, please. Democracy is a joke. That's just something for people to for we to just say that we have. But I don't believe that we really have that shit. You know, democracy ain't really there. Democracy ain't really there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it. You know, democracy ain't shit. Democracy ain't there. If you really want a democracy, you have to break it down from the root because the standing democracy that we have, where did it come from? I don't understand what democracy is. Then half of the people don't understand what democracy is. You understand? We know what it's supposed to be. Like everybody have a vote, everybody have a voice. But do we really all have a voice? Do we really all have a vote? You know, I don't think we do. I think it's just I just think it's a sham. Um, I believe in a democracy when I see something that I want come true. And I go to the government and say, hey, not only me, but a large group of us go to a government body. Excuse me, I'm doing a night shift here. And it's now 3:30, so yeah. I believe in a democracy when a whole group of us come together, right? We come together and we march in front of a building, a government body, and say, oh, we want this law changed. And then it goes through the process and the law change. You understand? I want to see, like, look at this. Most of us know about pedophilia and how pedophilia is something in the last couple of days that has been given more attention to, right? Okay. Now we're hearing about how a lot of politicians and important people are. If that's the case, that a lot of these politicians and people in high places are involved in pedophilia, and we, the public, or we, the citizen, common citizen, know and disagree with it. Why don't we drag these people up in front of courts and charge them, investigate them thoroughly? You understand? But then again, these people, you may have the argument that they also have the right to stand trial, and they have a right to say their part of the story and defend themselves. Okay, you have your part to defend yourself, and you being a person in power and have money, you can bend the rules to how you want it to be. So democracy is a weird thing. Democracy is a weird thing. People who are guilty can still get away with a crime if they know how to play the game well in a democracy. If you were, a monarchy. That's when you is that a monarchy when you rule over a king or queen or whatever. If we had that system, somebody tries to commit a crime, they don't. The common person won't have not it goes different. The king or the queen will decide if that person is right or wrong, and based on their decision, then But because we're in a democracy, we have laws in place that we can come into court, we can defend ourselves and all them things. But it has people get away with crime still, and I find we have to find a better system to live by. We have to find a better system to live by. This democracy, most of the time it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. And a lot of time it does work, you know what I mean? This YouTube is here and I'm able to speak because of a democracy. But I think we could fine tune it, The fact that I'm saying that I don't agree with how the democracy is doesn't mean that I don't appreciate what it has, but I believe that it can be better. And they have a lot of smart people out there who can make that a possibility. I'm not one of those people to change law and explain to you how exactly I want to go, but I know I want something better than this. I know I want something better than this. So yeah, let's continue with this thing.
Fires were going to happen regardless of who is president. Now, whether or not he is putting in policies that's going to protect people 10, 20 years from now,
right?
That's a real argument.
Yeah.
But the fucking fires that are going on right now are not because of Trump. It takes a long time to turn that battleship.
Absolutely.
Well,
back to what I was saying, people bashing Trump for what he's doing, but hey, fellas, take those things into consideration. Understand? Think for yourself. Look at what is happening. Don't just try to jump on the train where people just bashing a president. I find that wrong, So yeah.
Well, Google is better.
Yeah,
they're much better at it. Yeah, and I use my Apple. I have an Apple phone and I have an Android phone.
Wait, I missed something.
Fires that are going on right now are not because of Trump. It takes a long time to turn that battleship.
Absolutely.
Well, Google is better.
Yeah,
they're much better at it. Yeah, and I use my Apple. I have an Apple phone and I have an Android phone.
Oh, you do?
My Apple phone is my primary phone, and I use my Android phone more to fuck around with than anything. But I'm fucking around with a few things on it, and one of the things is how well it picks up your voice and how well it transcribes it. So here's the argument, right? Apple is much better with your privacy. They're much better with your privacy. Like when you use Apple Maps, it's not sending your data to anyone. It's
right.
People are scared with the information now. And Google, again, Google is a free platform. If you're using Google, expect these people to share your information. It's free. You ain't paying for it. Apple, on the other hand, you're paying for Apple. That's a private thing. You understand? You have your rights with Apple. You don't have no rights with Google. Only your rights of privacy, but that can be bent. You understand? You didn't sign no contract with Google. You sign a contract with Apple. You feel me? That's a big part of it too.
But it's one of the reasons why Apple Maps is not as good. Google Maps are better.
Because they're sharing it.
It's just better. They're getting data constantly from you. They're getting data from all the other drivers.
Right.
They're sharing that data. They're compiling that data. And they're also sending ads your way to profit off of this, to make it profitable. So because of that, because Google is just sucking up data constantly, they can provide you with better services.
Mm-hmm.
So they have an amazing search engine. But that was one of the things about the social dilemma. The search engine gives different results based on where you are. Like, say if you type, they use an example, climate change. Like if you write climate change is, it might say a hoax, or climate change is a terrible threat. Depending on where you live, like if you do it in California,
you are, like if you live in, right,
it might give you one thing, but if you live in Waco, Texas, it might give you another thing. Yeah, and it's based on what it thinks you want to see.
These people basically controlling your mind. They're giving you suggestions based on what they think you want to hear. They're giving you suggestions based on what they want you to hear. They can make the whole California think that Trump is a killer. They can make the whole of Texas think that birds have now evolved, that they can speak. You understand? The man in brainwashing we by himself. I mean, look at what they're doing.
It's crazy.
It's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's
it's
why
just
I use,
reinforcing people's dumb ideas.
That's why I use DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo does not do any of that stuff, and it also it gives you things. It doesn't send your data somewhere.
Oh.
It protects your privacy.
So you put climate change is on DuckDuckGo.
No, I put chicks with dicks.
Whoa!
No one knows. No one knows.
I got a
no
burner phone with DuckDuckGo on it.
No, you put whatever you want. It just the results are not curated.
Right.
So it's just giving you the most applicable results for.
Let me check this other video. This is no. And then this. All right, guys. All right, later. Check see.